Bernstein Unfiltered. Unfiltered on 312 Sports.
Dan Bernstein Unfiltered on 312 Sports, a Gamut podcast. Happy Friday. Happy Labor Day Friday. And to those of you who actually took your ass to work today, and I believe it is take your ass to work today, day. So congratulations, because the streets were empty. Everybody seems to have said, well, it's Labor Day weekend, therefore it's a 4-day weekend, and things must be okay enough in the world and in our first world or whatever it is for everybody just to declare Friday a day off.
Yeah,
so,
there was like 30 people on the train today.
Yeah, and Liz is buying lunch here
Nice.
at Hubbard, Chicago, so thanks, all good. Our friends at Giordano's are going to be coming over bringing a little bit of pizza.
Let's go.
Yes,
you
indeed.
know, this was I was telling you earlier. This is the fourth consecutive day leaving the house and coming into work.
Well, good. You should be working like a real red-blooded American.
First time I've done that since March of 2020.
Wow.
Is that insane?
How's it feel?
It sucks. No, it's great.
This sucks.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I like being downtown. I enjoy being in the city. I got to see a Bernedoodle today walking on Michigan Avenue that looked just like Frank, a little smaller.
Did it act like Frank?
No, it didn't. George.
Where are we going now, George?
Yeah, we don't think he's the smartest.
Show
smartest
me
guy
the
around.
rabbits, George.
But he sure is cute, though.
Yeah, but is he also mauling rabbits back there?
No, that's Izzy.
Okay.
She's the rabbit hunter.
All right. Well, I get my phone buzzes yesterday. And by the way, I should mention, today's show, Dan Bernstein Unfiltered, brought to you in partnership with my bookie. And I see, all I saw was Parsons to GB. And I thought, oh boy, that's not good. And I start looking over the details. Let me put it this way. I am worried, but I'm not mad. I think there is a knee-jerk reaction to say, oh, why didn't the Bears get him? If he were available, the Bears need a It's not their time. He's not the guy for this time for the Bears. Let's take that piece out for now. I just think, to be fair, the Bears are not a Micah Parsons away from winning the Super Bowl this year. They're just not. As excited as we are, they're not. This was the Packers version of the Khalil Mack trade.
Yep.
Mack was 27, Parsons was 26, and you don't know where the decline is going to come. You know that he's had massively productive, insanely productive, Hall of Fame level production to this point. But this is when you make that move if you believe in your quarterback, and they do. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying that you have to think, well, here it is. Here's the vote of confidence in Jordan Love. Jury's out for me. I'm not sure that he's going to be trusted to lead this team. But if they think that, you make this move.
Yes.
Go ahead. But yes, I'm worried. And I'm not the only one worried, because I guarantee you right now, I had already said this, and I forgot where I said this, and I apologize for that, because obviously the last 5 months plus
yeah.
been
the last week has been a blur.
Everything has been a bit of a whirlwind for me, and I'm still adjusting to it, frankly, and figuring out, like you say, going into the office again and remembering who's in my family and home and not where they are and all that. I'm glad I find my friends on my phone so I can remember where everybody is. But I did say something to the effect of, it's clear in Ben Johnson that we've got someone who, if anything keeps him up at night, it's a big angry man on the other side of the line with his ears pinned back and scraping his foot like a charging toro, and smoke coming out of his nostrils. And this division is full of those guys right now.
Yep.
Ben, you picked a great time to come in here and try to run what you're running. And man, you picked a great time to have uncertainty at left tackle.
Is that a problem with Micah Parsons being in Green Bay?
It was a problem already.
Issue?
It was a problem already.
Is it a bigger problem?
Let's just add this name to the list right now, because that night one, there's Jonathan Grenard, there's Andrew Van Ginkel, who is the most. This is a team we can put together. No one has looked more like a Viking and sounded more like a Viking than Andrew Van Ginkel of the Vikings.
I think he sounds like a painter.
Well, roll with me here.
Oh, sorry.
Give me a little bit of yes
no,
and
you're right.
here.
No, yes, definitely sounds like a Viking.
Like if there was a giant who played for the Giants, if Joseph Cardinal Bernardine were on the Cardinals.
Yes.
I'm just there's an aptronymic fit
No, you're exactly
for
right.
Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yes.
So if you got Van Ginkel, you got Grenard, and then you have a fully recovered Aiden Hutchinson,
Yes.
who you know
Who's a
that
beast.
Ben Johnson knows well enough.
Yeah.
And they've got, to me, I'm not mad at Ryan Poles. I think that is misplaced emotion to somehow think, well, this should have been the Bears, or the Bears should have done this. No, it's all right, but it doesn't mean it doesn't kind of suck.
No.
That he's standing over there right now, and you haven't decided on the left tackle. I'm also trying to determine if, in fact, we are getting the proverbial goalpost moving when it comes to that. Because correct me if I'm wrong, when training camp opened, Ben Johnson said something to the effect of, we want someone to emerge quickly in these positional battles. We want somebody to show us who that guy is. Here's the quote. We'd like to see someone make it clear to us that he is that guy. And this is when we were still thinking about Ozzie Trapillo. This is a second-round draft. Did you draft a bench player with a second-round pick? That's another question in all of this. And these are really one and the same now. As we look at the opposing pass rushers, this is a daunting gauntlet of gauntlet of opposing pass rushers.
I think it's chomping.
Chomping, gauntlet,
okay.
gauntlet. The gauntlet is the glove. The gauntlet is the line.
The gauntlet is what Thanos wore.
Correct.
Yes.
If you have these guys lined up against you as your divisional opponents, and you used a second-round pick on this big, talented enough, big, strong, disciplined guy who you tried at left tackle, and that was over fast.
Real fast.
How many practices before they're like, yeah, no. They tried Darnell right over there. No. Ozzie Trapillo, no. Amagaje, meh. Like, we're still watching this. Oh, there's a competition going on. As we mentioned early on, bad competition. We said this on Forward Progress. I'm saying it now on Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. This is not good. And now Ben Johnson is saying, well, we haven't named anybody in any position yet. It's not what you said. When this started, they said you wanted some clarity. We'd like to see someone make it clear to us that he is that guy. He said, until somebody makes it clear, we have to play this thing out. And he said it's not going to be a revolving door. And then he said, also, something to the effect of, well, we can make changes within the season. You know what that is? Revolving door.
Yes.
Which is it, Ben? Which is it? You want to lock somebody in? You want somebody to prove that they're the guy? It clearly hasn't happened, even though we all know it's Braxton Jones. There's no reason to think it's anybody other than Braxton Jones. I don't think a reasonable person would think it's anybody other than Braxton Jones. And that's not great, because when asked about the role of the left tackle, Johnson said, block that guy. Block that guy. The 5 technique who is going to be out there coming after your quarterback. And what I'm worried about is Micah Parsons in that wide 9. Because if you want to send your tight ends out, and if you want to play 12 personnel and have that be one of your bases, I know your depth chart says 11 personnel. And let me whiteboard that if you're just joining us. When I say 12 personnel, when you hear 11 personnel, running back, it's alphabetical. It's running back first, tight end second. That's what those 2 numbers mean. And then subtract from 5 for your number of wide receivers. Because you already have 5 linemen and a quarterback. That's 6. You got 5 others on the field. So when I say 13 personnel, that would be 1 running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. That number adds up to 5.
Yeah, but here's the problem. If you're in 12 personnel and the whole idea is you have a tight end there on the left side to help chip and help block, then you've already lost.
Yes,
you're taking away the opportunities to create offensive plays.
You're making your wide receivers less open.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and you've already lost. And that goes to the deficiency you have at left tackle, period.
It needs to be fixed, and maybe they didn't look at it as a this-year fix. Then why do you take Ozzie Trapillo with your second-round pick?
Yeah, listen, we talked a bit yesterday on the show about Ryan Poles, how that's the only thing that's really caused me some angst and anger is the fact that he's still involved in making the decisions for this year after what last year. I thought last year was a complete disaster with what they did.
With the exception of it allowing you to get Ben Johnson.
Correct. And keeping Matt Eberflus. Yes, you're exactly right. So I guess in a roundabout way, he did a really good job of being bad because it led to something really, really good, which is unfortunate. I love Roma Dunze. I think he's going to be a great wide receiver, and I have really high expectations.
But give him the
for
best
this
chance
year.
to succeed.
Correct.
With the idea of this offense.
But Dan, I also had issues with him being taken at 9 because there were greater needs in my world for the Bears roster at 9. And then you take a second round, and then your second round pick is used on a guy who's a bench player this year. That's even bigger issue. But those are both really big issues for me.
We used to say in this league, first round picks have to play and have to matter, and then it started to creep on us when we saw teams manage the salary cap effectively, especially
Second round picks started starting.
Especially
third round picks started starting and impacting.
Fourth, when your quarterback is on his rookie deal, it makes everything more urgent.
Correct.
This is the time when you can strike. And the Bears still aren't armed yet. They're still not quite there yet. Now, the Packers think they are. And that's the other thing you've got to remember here is in this league right now, no matter what, no matter your pass rusher, no matter your left tackle, your limiting factor and your every chance, your anything that's going to push your ceiling. Quarterbacking. The Micah Parsons edition doesn't matter if Jordan Love sucks.
Correct.
And the Bears' ability to block Micah Parsons doesn't matter if Caleb Williams doesn't realize his potential.
Correct.
So we can't lose sight of it. And now we're also getting in this division more of the one-on-one, whoever it is that week, disrupting Caleb Williams, wrecking a game or wrecking a season. When you see Micah Parsons out wide 9, who's going to be able to race out there to get him if your tight ends are in pass patterns?
Nobody now.
Who's going to get Micah Parsons?
No one.
Have you seen him when he actually gets from second to third gear in 2 steps or 1 step?
Now,
flattens out, bends that edge, comes around. Your season's over.
If you watched NFL over the last several years,
if he gets a free run of Caleb Williams right
correct,
now,
he'll kill him. So Micah Parsons, everyone knows Micah Parsons. 4 years, he's played 63 games, 52.5 sacks. He averages 14 sacks a season, 30 QB hits a season. Now, in the playoffs, though, 4 games, 1 sack, 1 QB hit. And I know that speaks to the Dallas Cowboys in large part. He is a tremendous young player. 4 years in the league, has been unbelievable. Green Bay last year, they were 6th in yards allowed, 13th in passing yards allowed, 8th in sacks. Dallas was 28th in yards allowed, 17th in passing yards allowed, 3rd in sacks. So he's going to help improve Green Bay. That's a given. Does that mean that the Bears season is destroyed? I love how you're talking about you can't be angry about this because, the Bears should have gotten him. No. There's the financial implications to it, but for me, it's more the draft picks. The Bears are not in a position right now to give up the next 2 first-round picks. They are not. That's more detrimental to me than not getting Micah Parsons. They need those first-round draft picks for this team because they're not winning a Super Bowl this year. This really has to be, and unfortunate as it is in his second year, this has to be about the development and understanding who Caleb Williams is with an actual NFL head coach, an actual NFL offensive coordinator.
I'm worried, but I'm not mad.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And that deal, by the way, a 5-year extension for Micah Parsons, he'll get around $40 million a year, and I think it's $47 million a year. 4-year extension with the Packers, $136 million guaranteed. God bless him.
Up until age 31.
Yeah, God bless him for it. He was in the 4th year of his rookie contract, going into his 5th year. Now, there's 2 things that could be very true here about this upcoming season. The Bears could have a better year than last year. Caleb Williams could have a much better year than last year, and the Bears could still finish 3rd or 4th in this division. Both things could be very true. You look at the division. Is Green Bay the favorite now?
That's the question. The question then becomes: can the Bears have a good year and finish last in the division?
Yes, they absolutely could. You look at where they were last year.
I can't. I have a difficult time squaring that. I really do. I have a difficult time squaring that right now. I think that's a low bar, a low standard.
No, I'm not saying it's the bar or what I want, but I think both can be very true, though. You can have a better year than last year and still finish 3rd or 4th.
Is that good enough, though?
It's not good enough. But do you expect them to win the division this year?
No.
Okay, then.
I don't.
So then if you don't, then it's not really that low of a bar.
He's Matt Abaticola. I'm Dan Bernstein. This is Dan Bernstein Unfiltered, and this portion of which is brought to you by Chicago Window Guys. They're locally made here in Chicago. Russ Armstrong uses no subcontracted labor. He's got a price match guarantee. Call 847-302-9171 and check out his reviews at chicagowindowguys.com. And if you are waiting for Sunday to start betting, you're missing half the fun, you're missing half the money. Come on, man. College football, I was watching last night. It's already going. There are blowouts, there's wild covers, there are upsets, and MyBookie lets you hit it all with game lines, with player props, with everything you need before the pros even kick off. So when Sunday rolls around, hey, you're sitting pretty, you're already up. MyBookie's got it all under one roof. You can win big. They have NFL Super Contests, Survivor Pools, and this is what's great for you right now. If you are new to MyBookie, you can use the code DBU for Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Any bet you choose, up to $500, is fully covered. You make the play. If it doesn't hit, you get it right back. Make sure you opt in using your Bet Back bonus token. MyBookie's where bettors win together because bragging is good, but cashing in is better. The Cubs, however, have been worse, and getting swept in a 3-game series by a team under 500 and playing terrible baseball in the second half of the season, that qualifies for me to use a word that is a loaded word that I don't usually use unless it's absolutely warranted and merited, and I think it is in this case. That's a choke.
Yep, 100%.
That is a choke by the Cubs. And we can go through every individual moment and every bit of high leverage, and I'm not parceling out a lot of individual blame, but on balance, as a team, that's a choke. Start hitting the ball out of the park and miss more bats.
Here, on that note, I'm going to tell you two things. Nico Horner has more home runs and more RBIs the last 7 days than Seiya Suzuki and Ian Happ combined.
Yeah, we're getting to the point now where it's time to give Owen Casey a longer look. Mm-hmm. I don't know that you can keep his bat out of the lineup, and the reason why is you don't want to miss the pre-adjustment rookie period. Like right now, you have the benefit. Who cares if he ends up being good? This is your free shot. This is your honeymoon period. Get him in the box and let him swing away before they got tape on him.
Yeah.
Like right now is the time to use him. And sure, they'll adjust. And who knows whether you roster him for some playoff games or not, or how that's all going to work. But maybe surprises you. You call him up here. You call up. You call him. Put him out there. Put him out there, let him swing it. And Happ's a wonderful defensive player, and Seiya, when he's on, is great. But you've got to figure this out somehow. And if benching Kyle Tucker seemed to work, maybe somebody else needs a cooling off period. Somebody else needs to sit down, because let Casey start flailing away up there a little bit.
Yeah,
his bat is quick. I love the tilt on his swing. A contact point. I like everything about it.
Cubs with 8 home runs the last 7 games, 3 by Kyle Tucker.
It's not enough.
No, they're slugging .415 as a team over that period.
It's not good enough, and to get and teams get swept. I understand. You know.
Yeah, it's baseball.
I don't ride the roller coaster.
162,
and it's pretty amazing that we've gotten to August 29th without them getting swept in a 3-game series.
Yeah.
It's
a great season.
It means you're good.
Right.
That means you're a good team.
But that shouldn't happen. That middle game that just got away, they have a 3-run lead. They end up giving 12 up. And then, you lose Jameson Taillon for a little bit of time with that groin injury. Yeah, it is great that you go till the end of August before that happens. It's a great season. It's a really good baseball team, but you can't have that happen to that team.
If you are a good team, this is when you make it up against the Rockies, and you go and
you have to sweep them.
Absolutely.
It's not even a question.
Just kick their ass up, down, and sideways.
Just to get right, to get that feeling again, to be confident at the plate. They need this series.
It's been sort of a hallmark of a lot of my work that I've been foolish about schedules for a long time. I remember doing this going 21 years ago. I was doing this with the '04 Cubs. They're like, oh, they should beat this team. They should beat this team. Look at this pitching matchup. I'm not worried about this. But baseball's going to baseball on you at some point. Stop letting some of that happen and play the way you should against bad teams.
Yep. You have 28 games left. There's 28 games left in the season.
What did you put it? Yesterday you said 20-9.
29 was very realistic looking at the schedule. It was very realistic. At worst, it had to be 18 wins. At worst. So if you're looking at the next 28, 18-10, it's very realistic for the way this team plays baseball.
And Tyone is down. Assad
starts
back.
Saturday. He starts tomorrow. Yep.
And this is when you look at the body of work of the pitching staff over the season, and you start thinking about if you had a healthy Justin Steele, and I don't want to.
Yeah, because it's hard. I've done that several times,
and you can't because the Dodgers every year lose all their starting pitchers,
right? And
they end up in the playoffs with a bullpen game, and they're still the Dodgers,
right? Yeah, but I've done it a few times this year, and followed that up with what if Shota hadn't gotten hurt and missed a couple months of the season as well too.
I spun that as, and he's been fine.
This
guy's going 7 innings, 3 years.
Yeah.
He's given you nothing but quality,
yes.
enough that a couple of well struck balls should get over the fence every once in a while.
Yeah,
that I can't explain what happened to Suzuki, and I know what I don't like is falling back on some of this over lawyering of the strike zone and Counsell getting kicked out yesterday. So and so. Play over that.
Right.
It's going to happen to the Cubs more than other teams because they take more pitches.
Yes.
And that's okay. The Cubs are working harder to control the strike zone. And it's a total positive. You get into pitch counts. There's nothing wrong with being that team that sees a lot of pitches, but you can't start bitching about borderline stuff all the time because then that starts to get in your head. All of a sudden, the world's against you. I trust that Counsell isn't going to let that happen, but the example he set yesterday, and then he's probably going to incur a fine. My guess is when he, in his post-game comments, was talking about, I think he was having trouble seeing the strike zone early. Even if he's right or not, I don't know how MLB is going to come down on a criticism of an umpire after the game with the strike zone. But play over that.
Yeah, you have to play over because, again, the more that you feed into it, it then starts to take away from the philosophy of what you do at the plate. And if you start taking away from the philosophy, you're getting away from the team that you actually are.
And it gets back to more of what has bedeviled the Cubs. And this is probably a question for all of their hitting infrastructure. If you're going to see a lot of pitches and manage plate appearances in that way, don't miss your pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I see with Suzuki is when he puts himself in an advantageous position to attack an area of the zone, be it a slider up, be it a fastball up, because they like to work him up often, don't miss it. Don't foul it off. That has been the hallmark of Kyle Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
That has explained all of Kyle Tucker's success in that he's not a bat speed guy.
He's a barrel guy.
He's a pure contact guy. Yep. When he gets his pitch, he doesn't miss it. It might be a line drive right at the second baseman. It might be a long flyout, whatever it is. But and Happ does it too. Too often when guys on this team go badly, it's because they're just not attacking their pitch. It's either not timed or something's a little bit off. And I don't know what the alchemy is in there. I'm not sure what any secret sauce. It may be variance.
And that's what's great about baseball, though, is the difference is so slight between barreling the ball and just missing it and being able to do that consistently, to be able to consistently hit your pitch when it comes through. Because we see it up and down the lineup. You mentioned Happ, you mentioned Suzuki, Crow Armstrong does it a lot. They're just missing pitches. But Kyle Tucker misses a lot less. That's what separates the great players from the good players. And it makes it baseball so beautiful and frustrating at the same time because it's right there. It's so close, but he has that ability to do it consistently.
If you are in the market for windows, there is one place you should go, and that is Chicago Window Guys. That's where I went when I needed windows in my house, because Russ Armstrong, the owner, he's Chicago Window Guys. He comes to your home, he gives you an estimate, and he dropped off a bunch of brochures to me, and he had me look, and he said, what kind of windows do you want? I had absolutely no idea. I said, Russ, I trust you to do it. He says, don't worry about it. I'm going to make the windows, because that's what he does. He will custom make the windows locally here in Chicago, and then his crew comes out and installs them. No subcontracted labor. So when you are asking around and getting quotes, ask those other people, who's installing my windows, and they won't be able to answer. Russ will, because he knows his crew. He guarantees that you will get the best price, because some of these other places give you these phony baloney buy one, get one free gimmicks or 50% off. He's going to give you the best product and the best price, guaranteed. His number, 847-302-9171. You can look at all his 5-star reviews at ChicagoWindowGuys.com. It's 847-302-9171 and ChicagoWindowGuys.com.
You know what I did today for the first time in years?
Well, you said you came into the office for 4 days in a row.
But today I went and bought a newspaper.
They still make those?
Yes, they do. I have an actual hard copy of a newspaper right here.
Of course, my parents, I think, bought up all the copies of the one with on the back page of the Sun-Times.
I have a few of them at the home studio.
Yeah, oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
I'm getting mine set up. I'm all excited.
I know,
we got to do a test.
Yeah, let's do one later today.
Okay.
Yeah, if we have time to do it.
Okay, I'm making a tortilla española today, and
you know what's that'll actually sit in your fridge till Sunday. So you're fine.
It is for breakfast Sunday morning, but it will not sit in my fridge. It will sit in my cousin's fridge, because I'm bringing it over as a gift. They're having us there.
So I went and bought a paper, because I don't know why I did. Well, I had to go to the gas station, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab a paper.
Did you get a Polar Pop?
I got a pudding pop.
A pudding pop.
It was weird. So when I go to the train station,
yeah.
I come down Lake Street in Libertyville, and right before the train station is the entrance to Butler Park, where football takes place.
Mm-hmm. And I caught a big bass.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you really?
Big one.
Yeah, the kids always fish over there. A lot of kids always fish there.
There's some big bass in there. Yeah.
I was driving down Lake, and so the football field comes up first, and yesterday morning I turned into Butler, and I was about halfway down the long driveway, and I was like, I'm going to the train. Shoot. So I had to turn around and then go back. And then
you automatically just sort of
automatically
drifted
turned, because that's where baseball and football take place.
Yep.
So this morning I was at the gas station in Milwaukee, and I'm coming back up the other way, and I turned left on the lake this time. And so the train station's first, Butler second.
Mm-hmm.
I went right past the train station parking lot, went up to Butler, pulled in right again, got about halfway down the long driveway, was like, God damn it. I'm not going to football.
You turned into Dave Wanstead. You're officially a football coach. Do you remember those stories?
No, the only guy I remember, who was the moron in San Francisco that should
Jim Tomsula.
Yes, and he had the GPS himself, because he had no idea where he was.
Drive around looking for lights. Right, there's Jim Tomsula. Like, I would walk. Remember, he walked into a door right before he came out to a press conference and bleeding from the head. Like, which coach is most likely to walk into a door? Hey, how's everybody doing? Yes, Jim.
No, so I don't remember.
Dave, when he had first started with the Bears, and he would get lost in Lake Forest coming home from Old Hallis Hall.
Oh, wow.
And it was pre-GPS, so we'd have to call Jan and be like, "Oh, Jan, I don't know where I am. I'm at the corner of."
So you're telling me I've made it?
You've made it. You're officially a football coach now.
Yeah. So I did it 2 days in a row. Went to the football field trying to go to the train station.
As we discuss hitting the ball over the fence, I want this to serve as a Kyle Schwarber appreciation, because if you're just joining us, Kyle Schwarber joined an exclusive MLB club. I believe he's the 21st player to have 4 home runs in a game.
That is correct.
I believe his box score, his line in the box score was 6.449.
Is that good?
Woof. That is 6 at bats, 4 runs, 4 hits, and 9 driven in. It is the first 6.449 line in a box score
ever. Oh, wow.
So congratulations to him. A little bit of box scoreigami.
Yeah, it's remarkable, though, that so he's the 21st time to do that in all of baseball history. You think of all the games that have played, all the players, all the, over 100 years of baseball, and it's the 3rd time it's happened this year.
It's pretty incredible.
It is. And the last time it happened was 2017.
And now, of course, we're going to go to Dr. Meredith Wills and ask if they're messing with the ball again. You're wondering just in time for the postseason, just in time for the divisional races and the playoff pushes. Did they start feeding another ball into the bloodstream for every team but the Cubs? And if they start complaining about that, then we know it's in their heads. Kyle, what do you think Kyle Schwarber's career OPS plus is? It's like WRC plus, normalizes at 100. Essentially the same as WRC plus with a couple of changes here. What do you think it is for his career?
I don't want to guess too high. It normalizes at 130.
Good guess. 127.
127.
127 for his career. This is the guy, remember, the Cubs let go for nothing.
Yes.
They non-tendered, let him go.
I want to just go back to 2016 after they won the World Series. I was calling for the Cubs to trade Kyle Schwarber at that point.
Okay.
And get something for him. I thought when I looked at that roster and knowing how hard it is to actually repeat, get back to that point again, who's the guy that could trade and get something back in return to fill the void that would come up in the 2017 season? He was the guy I wanted them to trade. But then, no, they let him go for absolutely nothing.
And they've done a pretty good job with the Bryant trade seems prescient.
Yeah.
The Javier Baez trade
Absolutely.
netted them PCA.
Yes.
So we knew that some of these guys would have to move. And they did. But Schwarber is just so much fun to root for.
Yes.
For his career, he only has 19.7 wins above replacement. He's got a career OPS plus a 127, but this year is at 156. 49 home runs this year. And for his career, tree. So you start thinking, wait a sec, could he be a 500 home run guy? The answer is a definite maybe.
Yes.
That he might hang on, have one of these sort of long careers like an Edwin Encarnacion kind of thing and just start banging baseballs around. So as I do, I started looking at a couple things because, first of all, we're starting to hear some, I think, incredibly misplaced Kyle Schwarber for MVP talk. Like, is he going to be MVP? He cannot be MVP.
Correct.
Please stop that. No, he's not a good enough player to be MVP. And thankfully, Joe Sheehan reference, Joe Sheehan did say also that, yeah, he was a big story at the All-Star game. He is a valuable DH. He's a one-trick pony. It's a great trick. And
he's the most valuable DH this year.
Yeah, he says he's not he's
DH.
not the best at his one trick in the league. He said Shohei Ohtani's better at it. He's not the most valuable player on his own team because Trey Turner and a few pitchers are ahead of him. And he said we don't have to reduce the MVP race to WAR, but WAR helps define the field. Third on his own team in WAR in Fangraphs, fourth in Baseball Reference WAR. At the league level, 12th in F4, 18th in B WAR. So, no, not an MVP candidate, but a great player. That wasn't really the question that was interesting to me as much, though, as where he stands in his career and the arc and shape of his career. It's been long already.
Yeah, since 2015.
It's been a long career.
Yes.
He's 32.
Yep.
He's had an 11-year career. These things go really fast. And remember how much fun we had when he came up in 2015 and we were calling him Bam Bam. Mm-hmm. And he looked like this big, thick kid who just had a stick in his hand. Bam, 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 bam. And he just wanted to hit everything hard with a stick. And he was kind of adorable. And now he's a grizzled graybeard vet.
Yeah.
And it happened in a blink. I can't be the only one that feels this way. So I know that you're listening to this. Some are going, Bernstein, do the comps. Do the comps. What do they say? And these are fantastic. They're so good. When I give you his top 2 career similar batters, it's not as good as the list of similar batters through his age.
The age one is the best.
Oh, my God.
Yes, the age one is the best.
But I do know you were going through some of the early data about where the 312 Sports listener base is and where the Dan Bernstein Unfiltered listenership base is to start. Didn't you say Milwaukee was a big market?
The second most popular city.
Chicago and then Milwaukee.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, it's not a surprise, But it was kind of cool.
Milwaukee's
to
a
see.
suburb of Chicago, which is why our minor league team is doing really well this year there.
Oh, ouch.
Very happy for them.
Yeah, send your mail to him. Or your ats. You can at him. The two most similar players, career numbers, if his career ended right now, Kyle Schwarber's number 2 comp is Gorman Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Number one's great.
His number one
But the age
comp,
one's even better, but this is great.
I know. His number 1 comp is Rob
Deere. Yes.
You got Gorman Thomas and Rob Deere, who are kind of the same dude.
Okay, but the most similar by ages,
Okay, let me
29, 30, 31.
just let me.
Okay,
I know
sorry,
it's 29, 30, 31, but
Because
just
when I looked, at first, I was like, yes.
it's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's also perfect when we talk about what his 500 home runs mean.
Yes.
Because
Well, that guy never got to 500.
and do you remember when he was? Okay, let's
Yeah,
save it
go
because
ahead,
it's going to get a little confusing. I don't want it to because it's just absolutely a joy to look at this. This is in our Kyle Schwarber appreciation here.
Mm-hmm.
Similar batters through this age. Number 10, Nick Swisher, Brohio.
Yeah, what's up?
Where's
Ohio.
Dirty Cat Spa and Lounge, baby. And then he goes in a slump and you can't find him. Remember that?
Yes.
Remember Nicky the Swish? Wonder where he is.
Is losing fun to you?
Number 9, Jay Buhner.
Wow.
Number 8, Cecil Fielder. Number 7, Bob Allison. Number 6, Roger Maris. Number 5, age-based comp to this Kyle Schwarber, Greg Vaughn. Number 4, a guy a little bit before his time as a 3 true outcome, all-or-nothing home run strikeout guy,
Yep.
Mark Reynolds. Number 3, again, what does the home run mark mean? Mark McGuire.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Chris Davis with a C. Not Chris Davis with a K, who's his number 4 career comp.
Davisk?
No, Chris with a K.
Oh.
And the number 1 similar batter through age 31, who is also the number 1 most similar batter through age 29, age 30, in 3 consecutive years now. We're starting to see a pattern develop as these graphs start to come together. My guess is that Kyle Schwarber is settling in nicely to have a career track that parallels that of former Cubs slugger. You might have called him Kong. Dave
Not for baseball, though.
Kingman. Dave Kingman.
Yeah, Dave Kingman. Finished his career with 442 home runs.
And what a raging asshole.
Oh, was he really?
Oh, my God. An all-timer.
Really?
Just an absolute, complete raging asshole. And tried to mitigate that when he thought he might have an outside Hall of Fame chance. And I think I think we had him on Boris and Bernstein.
I don't recall that.
I think we did, as he was trying to burnish his credentials and trying to say he was on his I'm Not That Much of an Asshole tour.
Yeah.
Because he
was a raging asshole?
Oh, my
Okay.
God. Yeah. Do you remember when he sent
It's a spicy food dinner.
He sent the dead rat to the woman. There was a woman who was on the beat. He might have been a Met at the time.
Well,
I
did she
think.
snitch?
And he sent a shoebox with a dead rat in it that he found in the clubhouse.
And a nice pair of heels.
Yeah, real sweetheart of a guy. Yeah, he took the heels out for himself, and then he put the dead rat in there and sent him to her. Kept the heels because they were nice pair of Louboutins. But Dave Kingman, and interestingly to see where Mark McGuire is on there too. You start wondering what the value is of being pretty much an all or nothing home run guy and what that means. And McGuire though 583, but probably had he stayed just normal like Kingman would have finished around that 500 mark similarly. But it's a hell of a thing. If you had said when the Cubs, and remember the story about the drafting of Schwarber, that he almost slipped through the cracks. That's when the Cubs had set up their the big computer system, Ivy, when Theo had come in here and said, we need this thing that's just like what we had at Fenway. And it was the computer that spat out, hey, you're under-scouting Kyle Schwarber. Go look at Kyle Schwarber. And eventually they put eyes on him and decided that the computer was right. And then they let him go for nothing. And he might end up on the cusp of 500 homers. But
yeah, he and Kingman, both three-time All-Stars. Very similar as far as the MVP voting is concerned. Schwarber a little bit higher as far as the votes are concerned, but 16, 19, 15 as far as MVP votes. One Silver Slugger for Kyle. But yeah, I mean that's great. I mean I saw that name, I was like, that's beautiful. And then for the last three years consecutively by age, 31, 30, 29.
And to put a bow on it, the last time a Philly had 4 home runs in a game, it was Mike Schmidt.
Oh yeah,
in '76 against the Cubs. You know that one guy in your group chat who hits a 5-leg parlay week 1, and then you hear about it the rest of the season, and every time, like, hey, remember that week when I hit that parlay? And you just keep rolling your eyes. You may roll your eyes, but you know that you would prefer if that were you doing it, making other people roll their eyes. Well, it can be you, because MyBookie makes it ridiculously easy to get in on the action, whether it is college ball or Survivor Pool or the NFL Super Contest. It's all there. All the spreads, all the player props, in-game lines, it's all under one roof. And if you're new to MyBookie, this is the best deal out there right now. Tell me it's not, because it is. Use the code DBU for Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Any bet you choose, up to $500 is fully covered. You make your bet. If it doesn't hit, you get it right back. You just opt in using your Bet Back bonus token with our code, these 3 letters, DBU. Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. No better time to jump in. No better place to play. Football's back. Let's make some money with MyBookie. I have a football player that I would like to nominate for a very special award, because former Bear Buster Screen may arguably have taken the title from former Bear Sam Hurd as the top criminal Bear. Right? Because this is, I don't think the Bears have had somebody commit capital murder. I don't think they've had anybody go on a multi-state crime spree of some kind, or doing Bonnie and Clyde stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's taken the title.
You think Sam Hurd is number one?
Yes.
Okay, because former Bears cornerback Buster Screen, according to Sun-Times, a fugitive already wanted. Your fugitive's name is Dr. Buster Screen. It is? I mean, Richard Kimball.
I don't care.
I don't care. Find anybody. A fugitive already wanted by the Canadian government for more than a year. The Canadian government is after you. The Mounties.
If they're after you, you're really a bad guy.
That's my Mountie noise.
That was very good.
Thank you.
I'm glad that it was also caught on video.
I do not approve of your methods. Yes, well, you're not from Chicago. Well, you're not from Ireland. You're playing an Irishman, and you sound more Scottish than one of the guys in How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, and I'm actually offended by that. Like us, it's like we wouldn't bring a knife to a gunfight.
We're smarter than that. What are you offended?
You're saying the Italians bring a knife to a gunfight. We do better than that.
He didn't say Italians.
Didn't he?
No, those are 2 different scenes.
Oh, was it?
The first thing is Stone, George Stone. What was it before you changed it?
Yeah.
Giuseppe Petri. He's like, oh, I knew it.
So how is it a different scene?
The other one is when he's talking to Elliot Ness.
Elliot Ness, yeah.
When they're in the church.
Yeah.
They're different scenes. He doesn't say something like, I knew it, an Italian always brings a...
Oh, no, but he said it to the guy who killed him.
What?
Didn't he? Didn't he say that to, who was the guy in the white suit? Looked really good that ended up killing him.
Nitty?
Yeah, Frank Nitty.
Frank Nitty.
Yeah.
He didn't say it to him.
Oh, he did? Who did he say it to?
He says it to Costner. He says it to Elliot Ness.
Oh. In the church?
Yeah, okay, no, you need to go see this again, I think.
Untouchables, right?
Correct. All right, so Buster Screen was arrested in Roswell, Georgia, charged with 18 counts related to financial fraud, criminal attempt to commit theft, deposit account fraud, identity fraud, financial transaction card fraud, and theft by taking. Isn't that just theft?
Theft, right. Can you get arrested for theft by giving?
Theft by taking.
Okay.
Interesting. According to a release for the Roswell Police Department. Investigators learned Screen was targeting women on online dating platforms. He allegedly told victims he was having financial troubles.
That's what he was taking.
Asked them for money and promised to pay them back with proceeds from his NFL annuity. Then he used the money on travel and gift cards and to finance rental properties. 3 victims from New York, North Carolina, and Wisconsin reportedly lost about $300,000. Others are expected to come forward.
Were they single moms? Is that what he was taking?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. He's 36. He was wanted by the Durham Regional Police Service in Ontario after being charged with $100,000 in check fraud in August of 2023. Put on bail, given an ankle monitor, but he didn't go to his next court appearance, took the monitoring device off, and left the country. I don't think you can do that. You can't just take it off, can you?
No, you shouldn't.
No, but you can't.
Well, you can. I mean, there's ways to do it, but it's probably not a good idea.
But how? I mean, you like go.
Well,
to
I'm not
some,
talking from personal
I was
experience.
just going to say,
like, you know,
I'm Matt Abaticola.
You want to take off your ankle bracelet? Check out my YouTube video.
Come on down to Crazy Matt's crowbar service.
No, I wouldn't use a crowbar. You'd hurt your leg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably right. Well, your monitor's off.
Snap your ankle.
Ow! There you go. Run for it.
Can't walk.
Run for it.
All right. Theft
Damn
by
it.
taking occurs when a person unlawfully takes
Got
or
it.
appropriates property belonging to another with the intent to deprive the owner of that property.
So
Isn't that
theft.
all theft?
Yeah, this all to me sounds like theft.
Yeah.
As far as okay. Theft, how is theft by right? Theft by thinking about taking? Theft by borrowing?
So how is theft different from theft by taking?
I don't know.
Let's see. Well, you were supposed to know that. You're the show lawyer.
I didn't have that my legal diploma set up for this show.
To commit theft, a person must take someone else's property, thank you, without the owner's consent and with the intent of permanently depriving the owner of its use or possession. Shoplifting or stealing a bike are examples of theft. So how's that different, though? It's not – I don't understand. I don't know. Theft refers when you take something.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to get anywhere here.
Oh, while these two crimes sound similar and both involve unlawfully taking someone else's property, the offender's means of obtaining the property in the first place are very different. Oh, okay. So theft by taking, I take something that you don't know I'm taking. That's this theft. So
right. Otherwise, it'd
steal
be
your
robbery.
Bike. So theft by taking is I'm taking it from you. So you're manipulating your relationship with this person to take that away, and then with the intent of never having them have that property back again.
It's not theft by burglarizing or
Correct.
theft by robbing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's more manipulative, and maybe it's
there
more,
we go. You did
it's
it.
more of a personalized crime.
Then we got a definite.
So you find a single mom, you take away the booty,
why
and
does it have to be a single mom?
I don't know. It just sounded like it fit.
Okay, for Buster, you know him that well?
No, I don't know him at all.
Oh, I say for the scam.
Yeah,
you
for
know
the scam.
scams that well.
Yeah, you're gonna go after yeah.
Got it.
But that's just what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. I thought of Jerry Maguire for some reason and taking stuff from single moms.
I hear you.
Theft by taking.
We are heading into the Labor Day weekend, which means there's going to be 3 days of stuff that's going on right now. And I think on Fridays, one thing that we can do, and again, if this is your first foray into 312 Sports and into Dan Bernstein Unfiltered, one thing we promised you is we're not going to over micro program things at this point. We're not going to say, hey, this is when we do this segment and this is when we do this, because let's get in a rhythm first.
Yeah, we're still figuring things out. Right.
Everybody, we all need to kind of get in a rhythm, and you're going to get in your maybe you're walking the dog, maybe you are on the Metro on the way home, maybe you're taking a long lunch at work. Whatever your time is, and you start getting in your routine, I don't want to start throwing a bunch of things at you and saying, hey, it's our special Taco Tuesday day where we do this.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to tacos on Tuesday, but
no. If you want to bring us tacos, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're laying in bed at night, the spouse is sleeping, and you want to listen to DBU and, in the comfort of your bed and your pajamas. Who knows? Who knows where it leads? One thing leads to another.
A lot of people like to listen on their daily walk.
Yeah.
People have like a constitutional and exercise every day.
My daughter's been listening to the podcasts while she's walking the dogs.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just become her habit this week.
Cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I think my daughter listened to a podcast or listened to me for the first time ever.
Oh, and then was good?
No, she just said she really appreciated the first segment of that first episode.
Yeah.
Because she is, as a psych major and somebody who wants to be in the mental health field, I think she was able to hear that professionally.
Good.
And the fact that I got approval on it was a big deal.
And God bless her for that work too. That's great.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, she's working right now in that field and wants to get her counseling degree and really wants to help people. So it's really good. So we've got a weekend to watch stuff now.
Yeah.
And like I say, Cubs got to sweep the Rockies. I'm going to be paying very close attention. So I think we should go into sort of an idea of what we've got our eye on this weekend.
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll start with the Cubs at Colorado. Has to be a sweep, just like you said. Other things I'm monitoring this week, and we're at that point. 28 games left. We talked about that in Major League Baseball for the season. The wild card race. What other teams are involved in the wild card race? As we've said, it's a must that the Cubs stay at that number 4 seed, the number 1 slot for the wild card. That's where they have to stay. You have San Diego this weekend going into Minnesota. Doesn't look very good for the Twins. The Mets are taking on Miami. So, again, that's 2 very winnable series for both those teams. Cincinnati plays St. Louis. They host St. Louis. St. Louis at the bottom of this wild card race, so that's important for the division as well. San Francisco they host Baltimore for the weekend, and then final one, Arizona is at the Dodgers. So that's really the only one that looks very favorable for the Cubs. Arizona kind of out of the reach of the Cubs at this point, but still in that race with 28 games to go.
What else is on my list? That would be whatever big college football games are on as we're popping around and we're checking scores. Obviously, the big game of the weekend is going to be Texas and Ohio State.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I have a couple different college football games I'm looking at. Tonight, number 12, Illinois, hosts Western Illinois. I watch and I consume Illinois football. My boys love it. They are Illinois fans, so it's an opportunity to sit down and watch college football with my guys. And then the other one I'm looking at this weekend, tomorrow, Charleston Southern at Vanderbilt. You think, oh, because you're a big Jay Cutler guy. No, it's because the starting quarterback for Vanderbilt, I've got a massive crush on the kid.
Why?
Because I watched that Any Given Saturday, the SEC documentary.
Sure.
And as revolting and disgusting as it is at times with the coaches, particularly from LSU, Diego Pavia, who's the starting quarterback for Vanderbilt, came from New Mexico State, was the quarterback last year at Vanderbilt, beat Alabama while they were ranked number 1. I love this kid. You look at his body, you look at him physically, and he shouldn't be a starting quarterback for Division I. He shouldn't be.
Okay.
He should be like a Division III star. He just doesn't look like he has it, but I love everything about the kid. The way he plays, competes, his confidence about himself, and then had a really good year last year for Vanderbilt. So that's my new team to watch because of Diego Pavia.
So as we think about the upcoming games, it is time to give you now DBU picks presented by MyBookie. I'm going to give you one here that is on my list, and I'm going to be watching plenty of Tulane football this year because my son is not only at Tulane as a junior, but he is the sports editor of the student paper. He is going to be doing sports podcasts down there, and he has been telling me all about what's going on with his football team. If you remember, in the offseason, they got technically not a transfer, they got a walk-on.
Mm-hmm.
They got a new quarterback named Jake Retzlaff. And you say, well, I know that name. Yeah, Jake Retzlaff was at BYU, and they called him BY Jew, because he was the first Jewish quarterback at the Mormon University, and he even was endorsing Manischewitz at some point. And there was an incident there where he apparently violated the student code because he had sex with a woman, and you're not supposed to have sex with anybody at BYU. It's not allowed. And this was all vetted by Tulane. He was invited to come in and, quote unquote, compete for the starting quarterback job. But I have been told, based on what's been going on at Tulane practices, that it's obvious to everybody who's there that Jake Retzlaff is going to be the starting quarterback. And I think the fact that they are giving 4 points to Northwestern, I would say that's not enough. And I think Tulane is going to be a very interesting football team this year while they still have John Sumrall as their head coach. I think he's going to use this as a stepping stone to somewhere else, whether it's after this year or after next year, because he's really good. And now he's finally got a quarterback who's better, I think, than Darian Mensah, who transferred to Duke because they gave him a huge chunk of money. So I think that the -4 for Tulane looks a little light. And if I'm wrong, you can get mad at me for doing this with heart over head, but it's not going to be the first time that I make mistakes like this.
Yeah. So that's your pick for the weekend. -4, Tulane -4 at Northwestern.
I know they're
at home.
They're home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, even bigger. All right, -4. So you heard it. -4 Tulane hosting Northwestern this weekend.
Right? You got one?
I do have one. I do.
Are you? What is the Illinois spread? Are you going to give the 47?
Yeah, I'm gonna
43
up here. I'm sorry. I got it right here.
I'll get it for you because I know people. Here it is.
Yeah, pull it up for me,
According to
please.
my
Sorry.
bookie, Illinois is -45.5.
Yeah,
against Western.
I'm giving up 45.5.
You are.
Yes. They're gonna roll.
Illinois
is gonna roll.
Number 45.
Number
in the hook.
12 Illinois is gonna roll.
See, don't I sound gambly?
You do.
Laying and the hook.
You are very gambly. You know, it's funny. You walked in this morning, and earlier this week, I thought, wow, he's very unfiltered.
I'm extremely unfiltered.
Very unfiltered.
I know.
And then you got to there's a certain light here in the studio, and I saw I saw a side of your face with the light, and I was like, wow, he looks very gambly.
Yeah, right.
Gambly and unfiltered.
Yep.
It's like I've never seen you before. So I'm totally laying the 45.5 for Illinois.
There it is. There it is. You got it. So lock in your picks now with my bookie. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. And that's also the great thing about a podcast, is you can listen to it anywhere and anytime as well. And 312 Sports Podcast of Dan Bernstein Unfiltered, and our football podcast,
Forward Progress.
It's all about the Bears.
Yep.
It's everything Bears that you need, with a lot of Bears stuff going on here. Forward Progress. Everything is available for you. If you go to 312sports.com, all the links are there, but it's wherever you get your podcasts, and obviously on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I want to say our first week complete in doing the shows. Really want to thank everyone, not only for listening and taking the time to go out and, find the podcast and listen to them, take the time out of your week to do that, but for all the support, all the nice commentary, people reaching out with phone calls and texts, looking at the comments on social media. Really do appreciate all the support and the excitement of the shows and what it will become. Because again,
this is the start of the start of the start of the start. I can't tell you that this is. We're going to look back years from now,
yes,
on this start and kind of laugh. But hey, remember that first week? There is going to be interaction. There is going to be guests. There's going to be all kinds of things. This is just the start of the start, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, and as we talk about it too, Dan, because there's been a lot of people with suggestions that have come through over this week, and we do appreciate all those. We're seeing and hearing all the same things that you are seeing and hearing, and we have a list. And again, we started something from zero, from scratch. There is a list that is probably 3,000 items long. That John Goforth, who we really appreciate, Keith Lawless here at Hubbard, and they're
across the hall.
Kaz has done so much to help us out.
Fantastic.
Our buddies at Score North, Phil Mackey up in Minneapolis, who they do a fantastic podcast on the Minnesota Vikings called the Purple Daily. All the help and input, but all the work behind the scenes. And if there's a list of 3,000, we've gotten through about 50. There's so much to do. So
we wanted to get it up and get it rolling,
yes,
and be
absolutely
ready for Bears season. And here we are. And thank you. Thanks for being a part of this. And you, too, will be able to say that you were here when it began. Today's show has been brought to you in partnership with My Bookie. Have a very safe Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Dan Bernstein Unfiltered on 312 Sports.